Hey everyone, and welcome to the channel. My name is Shadow Evesong, and this video not only serves as my introduction to the platform, it also marks the beginning of a new series focused on something I believe needs to be addressed, openly, honestly, and with verifiable evidence. I've been part of the modding and roleplay communities in games like ARK Survival Evolved, Conan Exiles, and others for many years. While I haven't personally created mods or led projects myself, I've built strong connections with mod creators and contributors across the gaming and online space. And over time, you begin to recognize patterns, both good and bad. This channel isn't just about gameplay, it's about accountability, fair use, and respecting the work of creators. It's about ensuring that community spaces remain transparent, safe, and ethical, especially when money enters the equation. Let me be absolutely clear. This is not a personal attack. This is a factual expose based on public behavior, screenshots, chat logs, and clear violations of terms of service across platforms like Steam, Discord, and Funcom. These are things that were knowingly ignored, bent, or misrepresented. If you've ever wondered how some community leaders can blur the lines between creativity and exploitation, then this series is for you. We begin today with a detailed look at GXD Rev.G and his server network branded as GXD Adventures. Loki's Den, also operating under the alias Gamer X Division. For full transparency, everything discussed in this series was posted online by GXD himself or by those directly affiliated with his branding. These materials were made publicly available and fall entirely within fair use guidelines for commentary, critique, and reporting. What began as a simple Conan Exiles modded roleplay server has turned into something much larger, involving paywalled access to free mods, questionable licensing claims, and the unauthorized use of community-created content. This story could have real consequences for mod creators and server owners alike. So if you're here to understand how community spaces can go wrong and what warning signs to look out for, you're in the right place. Further transparency, I do not feel comfortable enough at the current time using my own voice. In future videos, I may decide to voice my own videos. Until then, this is simply a personal preference, and the voiceover herein uses 11 Labs AI voice. I encourage you to like, share, and follow this series as we break it down step by step, focusing on each individual and issue as it unfolds. Let's begin. Expose Series, Part 1, The Setup Behind GXD Adventures. Before we dive into the violations and misconduct, we need to establish what exactly GXD Adventures is, or claims to be. GXD Rev.G, also known as Gamer X Division, presents his brand as a modded fantasy RP experience hosted on a Conan Exiles private server. He promotes the project as a cinematic narrative, blending lore, player interaction, and modded content. Often used alongside this are alleged AI-generated music material like Temple of Shadows, which he claims as his original creation. His public-facing content appears creative and decently produced, using a combination of gameplay, cinematic camera work, and heavily modded environments. Characters like Loki and factions based on Norse and Eldritch mythos are featured prominently, supported by mods created by known community developers. But this is where the problem begins. Many of the mods used, from Tachinuko, Jintao, Last Watcher, and others, are distributed through the Steam Workshop, where creators clearly designate their work as non-commercial and community-based. According to Steam's Workshop legal agreement, these assets are meant to be freely used within the game, but not for paid perks, subscription models, or monetized storytelling unless direct, documented permission is granted. GXD, however, built a paywall system through Discord, offering early or exclusive access to skins, perks, and even character slots tied directly to these mods. This setup effectively monetizes free community content, violating not just Steam's terms, but also Funcom's EULA and Discord's 2024 monetization policy. Even more concerning is that GXD has branded and copyrighted the overall concept under his name, despite it being constructed entirely from assets he did not create. In one YouTube description, he even applies a Creative Commons attribution license to the entire series, giving the false impression that he owns the rights to redistribute and monetize what is, at its core, borrowed and modded game content. To be clear, Creative Commons does not override platform TOS. It cannot be applied to material you do not own. Doing so isn't just misleading, it's a misuse of licensing that puts every mod creator featured in his videos at risk of having their work redistributed without proper credit, control, or context. So in part 1, we established this. GXD presents the content as his original project, monetizes content made by other mod creators, applies misleading licensing to make it seem legitimate, sets up a server-based subscription model that directly violates platform policies, and this is only the beginning. Follow along in part 2, where we talk about the Discord server and monetization scheme. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification button. Thank you.